Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Siri here again, and yeah, we're back with another video. It's been a while since I did this intro, but I'm just kind of in the mood. So it's Monday morning. I'm at work early as usual, and I just thought of using this opportunity to shoot this video. I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but every time I come, there's either like some of my colleagues that come in by the time the sun is bright or whatever. So yeah, so today is a beautiful day in Lagos, and I decided for us to have a little chat. So yeah, we are in 2023, 21st century. It is the Japa generation. It is the generation of everybody's an entrepreneur. Oh, go get your money. Everyone on the internet and social media in general seem to think that if you're working in 9 to 5, then you're a slave, then you're using all your time for another person's business. And I'm here for us to have an honest conversation about what are the actual benefits of working in 9 to 5 in Nigeria. And we also have this impression that everybody that is working in Nigeria is earning 50 to 100,000 naira, and that's not true. That is not true. So I'm happy for us to have this conversation, and if you want to hear more about it, stick and watch till the end. Stop. I have no issues with entrepreneurs and people that want to do businesses. I have a very high business mindset type personality, but I understand that at some there's a point in time for different things. I want to do some type of businesses that money is not just going to fall from the roof to me. So I need to put in the work. I need to grow my earnings and my capacity to actually start those businesses. That's one. Number two, you're starting a business. You've never worked for anybody, you've never worked in any organization, and you think you will know how to run that business properly, especially if it involves heavy recruiting, managing of staff, and different like chasing targets, KPIs, and all of that. If you've never done that in your entire life, you have no clue on how to go about it. So I do think that even if you have a very entrepreneurship mindset type, I feel it would be at your advantage to work for a couple of years, even if it's not to raise capital. Let's say you're a trust fund baby, money is not your issue, but you still need the experience that would help. If not, you're going to pay very big bucks for people that have the experience to basically channel your vision, and you're not sure until they actually get it done if they would get it done. But if you actually have the experience for yourself, it'll be easier for you to actually implement your goals and targets and mission into the business. So now let's go right into the real crux of this video. Apologies if the light is shifting. Daytime is just rising, and yeah, it won't be perfect, but this is the only time I can actually film this video, so yeah, apologies. So yeah, the first thing is the fact that everybody under the sun seem to think that, oh, once you're working in Nigeria, you're suffering, you're earning 50, 100, maybe 150 max, and yeah, so that's why everybody wants to check back, because they want to earn big money, they want to this, they want to that. I'm here to tell you that in Nigeria, people actually earn really good salaries. It depends on the industry you're working in. So if you're working in oil and gas, if you're working in finance, if you're working in telecommunication, if you're working in yeah, I think those three. I'm sure there are other industries. Let me know in the comment section down below. But like there's a top 5 kind of industry, not company, industry, where they pay certain ranges. Even like lawyers, like I have a lot of my friends that are in typical law firms, and yeah, from their NYSC they were earning 180,000, 150 to 180,000 as a copper, separate from what government pays them. Then as they get retained, the salary grew from 250, it grew to 250 all the way to like 400, 350 type of, and I'm talking of young people below the age of 30. I'm not talking of like experienced hires with like 3, 5 years, 8 years work experience. No, I'm talking of like analyst level, young level, and even within like the finance industry, even within like telecommunication, it's similar type of prices. So yeah, people actually are getting good jobs. Imagine you're living in Nigeria and you're earning, let us say, 300, 400,000 naira a month. In a year, that's over 7 point something million. And you live in an average apartment, let's say 1.5, max 2 million. you're able to live a relatively good lifestyle. If you're someone that is quite wise with your money and you can save, you can actually live in a smaller apartment that would cost you no more than 1.5 a year, and you're able to have actual savings compared to people that are jack buying. This is not against people that are jack buying, but let's have honest conversation. Compared to people that are jack buying, that will be earning, let's say, 1 or 2k monthly, and they would spend 80% of that on expenses, meaning your bills, your accommodation costs, and all of that. So in Nigeria, you can actually earn a relatively good amount of money and save and grow your income. And like I said, these are like early experience level. So within like when you have 5 to 10 years work experience, it's another ball game entirely. I know people that are earning 800, 1 million, 1 point something million monthly. Let's not even talk about the real money, which is like embassy jobs, NGO jobs like UN and all of that, where you're paid in dollars and you'd be earning nothing less than 1k, 1.5k monthly living in Nigeria. Imagine earning over $1,000 when dollars is like over 700 and something naira now. That's over 700k, and you're earning like $1.5. I know people that are earning 2k, 2.5k in Nigeria, and you would think, oh, it is for just a few people. No, it's not. Like, if you're not getting the right information, first of all, searching for the right information, talking to the right people, searching in the right places. You can't just sit and assume that everybody working in Nigeria is earning 50k or 100k. Yeah, sorry. Now, in terms of the advantages of working a 9 to 5 that you wouldn't get as an entrepreneur, apart from your stable source of income, which is the fact that you know that every single month this is the fixed money I am expecting, whether I kill myself or I do not kill myself. What do I mean by whether I kill myself or not kill myself? Obviously, you stick to your KPIs and all of that, and you know that once you get your job done, you will get this income. But if you're an entrepreneur, most times you have to kill yourself to get extra contracts, get this, like chase customers, chase this, chase that, to be able to meet up a certain level of income. Whilst this is, I come into work, I don't need to think of how are they powering my office, is the internet working, is this, is that. All those things are set. All you need is turn on your system and work and do the job you're supposed to do. At the end of the month, you get your salary. So yeah, that certainty or stability of income is one. Another very important thing is HMO covers. I don't think we talk about it enough. In my last job, I didn't have an HMO cover, and I've seen the drastic difference in this new job. So I gave birth to my daughter, and we all know I gave birth in Evercare, and we spent over 1.7 million naira because I had a C-section, because we stayed longer, blah 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 blah. But that's what we spent. If I was working in a company with an HMO cover, let's say I didn't give birth in Evercare, let's say I gave birth in Reddington or in whichever other hospital. I have colleagues that gave birth in private hospitals in this current place of work, and it was fully covered. They didn't pay a penny. And bear in mind, I worked in my previous organization for more than 2 years, but I wouldn't have paid anything. Then again, in this current employer, I've gone to like the hospital for several things. I've taken my baby for immunization. I used to pay immunization in Evercare for drastic amounts of money. I don't want to say, but it's more than 30-40k and above, like a session of maybe 2 or 3 vaccines. And now immunization covers her. She has gone for I say immunization HMO covers immunization. So we've gone for like a couple of vaccines. I think the most I've ever paid is maybe 2,000 or 3,000 naira. Those are for the ones that are not government immunizations. So your HMO will cover like the compulsory immunizations that like the government says all children within this age group should get. So if you want to get the other immunizations that are like more like add-ons, that it's good to have, then you would pay something for that. And that has been amazing. I went for my eye check, I went for my dental check. I've not paid anything. I even got my frames for my glasses covered by my HMO. I would have to pay extra for the lens, but I would have paid all of this out of pocket. And yeah, if you are an entrepreneur, you may not necessarily have built your business to the extent of having an HMO cover. So my HMO covers me, my spouse, and up to 3 children. it's mind-blowing. And you know what it is like when you have children, they usually fall sick and all of that. It's just good to know that I can go into basically almost any hospital and I'll be attended to. I don't need to think of, oh, how much will it cost, how much is this, how much is that. Once you get there and you're like, oh, HMO, they take the child already, they're attending to the child while you fill whatever form and they check whatever, they attend to you. And that is such a great add-on, and most like good employers in Nigeria have really good HMO covers. Another important one is your pension contribution. Yeah, you would think, what am I doing with pension? I'm just 20 something years old, what do I care about my pension? You start planning your future now. Like, imagine having worked like 10 years of your life, let's say as an entrepreneur or whatever, and you never had a pension because you don't need it. At whatever point you start, let's say you join a pension contribution scheme or something, it's from that point they start contributing. They will not go back to those 10 years that have gone. Imagine how much you would have not only contributed, but the thing with PFAs now, which is pension fund administrators, is that they're actually investing your pension contributions. So let's say your total pension for this year was 500k. It's not actually 500k that is in your account, it's more than that, because as they're investing it, you're earning interest on it, or dividends, whatever one will call it. So imagine for that 10 years, if it was at 500k, so that would be 5 million naira, and most likely you would have like 1 to 2 million on top. You have lost it all, because we must all be entrepreneurs. But within those 10 years, you could have been working while still building your business on the side. Like, imagine like you start a business and you're working, you already have that cushion effect of knowing that your income from the business will not suffer because you have a real income. You don't need to feed from the business, so it will grow properly, and you're running it simultaneously. You're able to be sure that this business can be stable and actually even provide me all these incentives that this job will provide me before fully going in. That is me, that is my mentality. Another benefit that I would say maybe not all employers, but some employers, like my employer does, and all the big fives do as well, is transportation. There's a transportation allowance. So apart from the one that is accumulated in your salary, there's a transportation allowance where either some offices have their own staff buses, which almost all banks, I think all banks in Lagos do, and other like companies as well, or they join a shared bus service, which is what we do. We use Shuttlers, and like we join the bus with like other corporations around, and basically there's an allowance that is allocated to you on the Shuttlers app, and as you book, it just deducts on each trip, so you barely don't have to think of like transportation to and fro work for the month, and that is massive. Another thing is that they give you airtime on a monthly basis. Most organizations, it ranges between 15 to 30,000 naira depending on the organization every month. Then they also give you data. My organization gives data quarterly, other organizations do it differently. So I think some organizations, they do 10k monthly, and some like mine do like 30 something k quarterly. So however you decide to use it, there are other incentives, but like these are like some of them, and God knows it really helps. Another thing that people don't even think about is the fact that your organization gives you pay slips every month. So as you're working, you're also getting pay slips. You know, when you want to like travel for holiday out of Nigeria and you need to prove that, oh, you're working and all of that, they will ask you for 6 months pay slips. My dear entrepreneur, do you have 6 months pay slips? No, you don't. If you do, that you made it, or you've set up your company in a way that you pay yourself and you can generate pay slips, that's great. But a lot of entrepreneurs don't actually have that, and it's just great to know that every month you get your pay slips in your email box, or you can just download it from your HR portal, and whenever you need it, whether for traveling or for any contract, there's so many things that you need to do with the bank as well, where they'll ask you for your pay slips. It's just readily available. You just print out and submit, and yeah, it's a great add-on. Another thing that people tend not to know about is the NHF, which is the National Housing Foundation Fund. The National Housing Fund. So this is a fund where they deduct a little portion of your salary. I think it's a percentage, I'm not sure, but so some people pay as low as 2,000 naira every month, and it goes to this housing fund that is like a national one, either a state one or a federal one, however it works. And what that means is that you are eligible to get a certain amount of money if you've contributed for up to 6 months at a go. You are eligible to get a certain amount of money for a mortgage. So let's say you want to buy a property or a land, or you want to build on your available land, you can actually get this money from your state. I know there's a quota, there's a maximum quota, but it's great to know that maybe let's say you were contributing 20,000 naira times 6 months, that's like 12k. It doesn't determine the amount you're eligible to. It's just the fact that you are within the pool, you're eligible to the same amount. Oh my gosh, like it's mind-blowing. I feel like more people need to know about this. So people have opportunities of even buying a government property, which is already way cheaper than an actual like private developer, and you can literally get this not from your savings but from this housing fund, and it's available to people that are employed. Yes, if you're an entrepreneur, you can still join this scheme, but very few entrepreneurs actually like put those setups in place to join the scheme. So if you're a 9-to-5 worker, most likely your office does this contribution, and if they don't, please approach your HR and ask them to enroll you, because you are entitled to it. And yeah, how much would they remove from your salary? 2k, 5k, really and truly. You would love it when you want to buy land or when you want to get a property, and you know that there is a pool of money somewhere you can get at the lowest interest rate ever. You know how getting money from government is almost like your daddy or your mommy that sharing money, because literally the interest rate is 1 digit. I think it's 5% or 9%, something like that, and you can literally pay over 20 years, unlike private mortgages that are within a year or 18 months. This you can pay over 20 years. One last but not the least thing is other advantages. The fact that you're working with people, you're building connections, you're meeting like people from different fields with so many different levels of experience. They are going to be your network. And what do they say about people's networks? If you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't mean you can't meet these people, but the scale on which you will meet people as an entrepreneur is limited to it's limited to your field of operations, the industry you're operating, and also sometimes to luck. But as someone working in a company, you get in contact with your MD, you get in contact with other MDs, with other like high-level professionals that you will not have met on an average day. And if let's say you're a hardworking person, you make an impact, no one knows tomorrow, you get to meet these people somewhere, you're chasing for a contract or stuff, and they're able to vouch for you. You're also able to meet people that would, let's say, expose you to different ways of doing business or of working, or just different skills that you're able to gain being exposed to all these individuals. So within like the corporate world, there are a lot of trainings made available to you, both the ones with certifications and the ones without certifications. There's so much I've learned just in 6 months with this particular employer. I can say I have learned a whole lot. Get to take courses, and let's say professional courses that would help what you're currently doing in the organization. And some organizations like mine, if you pass, they will actually refund you because of that fee. So they encourage education and all of that. It's so good. Another thing is the fact that because you're working, you have let's say a salary account. You're also eligible for so many advantages within the bank that a salary account is domiciled. Is it business loans? Is it personal loans? Is it car financing? Like so many things, I promise you. So I'm saying all of this just to debunk the fact that working a 9 to 5, I promise you, it's not slavery. It's actually smart work. It's going to help your future profession or experience in terms of all the experience you gather and where you want to be in life. Obviously, it gives you a sure form of income, and usually a really good source of income. It helps with other trainings and so many incentives. And I promise you, if you're in a family, let's say husband and wife, and let's say one is entrepreneur inclined or business inclined, I don't think both of you should do business. One should work a 9 to 5 whilst the other does business. What that means is you always have this cushion effect of knowing that we still have all these advantages. So my partner currently can happily be an entrepreneur because my HMO will still cover us, cover him, cover our kids. So many other advantages that I would have access to within my job. Like some companies, you can get to win a car. you can get to, let's say there's a ballot and you're able to buy a car. Let's say a car that is worth 80 million, you're able to get it for 2 million naira. It's an advantage he won't get as an entrepreneur, but I will get it. So he can give me the money and I'll buy the car from the company's ballot. Do you get that? So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that working a 9 to 5 in the present day economy is a great thing. Don't let anyone make you feel like, oh, you're wasting your I don't know, talent and skills for another person. No, you're not. You're building yourself, you're growing yourself in future. You want to have your own business, and you also want people to work for you. Would they be wasting their own skills for you? No, they won't. It's at different levels and different points in time. So yeah, live with the season and yeah, just make decisions that work best for you. I'm quite happy working a 9 to 5. I would happily set up a couple of businesses, but for the next 10 to 15 years I'm not living the 9 to 5. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comment section down below if you have more questions. The sun is literally like shifting, so I need to close this one. But yeah, if you have more questions, let me know and I'll be happy to answer. Need any tips or tricks or any other video in relation to like employment, getting a good job and all of that in Nigeria, also let me know. I'll be happy to film it. So thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in my next video.